Right, hello.
Go get greedy.
LC set, drop in.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to this. Alright, so the way this works is I've got some builds that you might want to try from Warzone. Obviously, you ain't gotta use them, you ain't gotta ask for them, but I'll try my best to show all of them, and if at any point throughout the stream you do want one of them, no, don't hesitate. That's all I'm gonna say. If you want one at any one point, just ask what build it is. They will go according by loadout. As you see, I've currently got 10 ready available to show. I do have one or two more, but I can get to those at the point. So for now, if you like any of the ones I'm about to show, then sit back, relax, enjoy the show, I guess. And feel free to use the chat to just alert me as to what build you want to see.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the sky.
Oh, I landed that on, never mind. Right, there it is.
Hostile counter UAV destroyed.
Yeah, the broadside I haven't leveled up yet, as you can tell, so at the minute I gotta use a blueprint. I have that. As I said, I will try my best at all points throughout the stream to demonstrate the capability of as many of these as I possibly can.
Squad mate there so they can transfer
Okay, that's fine. And every time I die, I will move on to showing a new build. I wanted to get the LMG out the way first. Next up, the MCW and MCPR 300. Remember, as I said, if at any point you find one that you are very interested in, then just ask, or just say the loadout number 1 through 10, or if you know the name of the gun just by looking at it, then you can say it that way, and I will, after the match, show you it, and give a demonstration if need be in the test range. Okay, so never mind. You'll find as well, with most builds I have that involve a sniper rifle, I use the rangefinder scope. I do that because, well, it's a sniper, it's meant to be good for range, so... What the hell is he using? Oh, there's someone up there as well. Yay me! So apparently the G... Oh no, that's the other G. Okay, never mind. Oh, yes, for those of you people, for you, the city you're currently watching, if you're wondering why I've got a Fennec 45, and you're assuming I'm a crazy person who has a death wish, well, I'll leave it as a surprise. Let you find out why I've got a Fennec 45. Meantime, try that back here. Huh. Okay, so not here. Oh. Back down there to my stock, so I can pick up some free ammo. So pretty much, if it's not been looted. No, it ain't. Sweet. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, he's on that crane. Right, okay, I landed on the wrong damn thing. Okay, doke. Yeah. I'll see if I can try and get at least one kill before moving on. Yeah, I've got as you can see, I've got a nice variety of them. That's just one I've got for trying to level up, so loadout 6 is kind of irrelevant. But the rest of them, well, the rest of them are actually, I would say, are quite decent, especially if, like me, you can't control recoil as good as other people, or if, just for the argument's sake, you want something that's nice and stable. Yeah, no, that one. Yeah. Trying my best to balance them out as well in terms of recoil as well as aim down sight speed, but sometimes, as you can see for this, the MCW, it doesn't always turn out the way I want it. To demonstrate this, probably get closer to be fair, so let me just do exactly that. The MCW, I'll admit, is actually very stable at the minute with what I've got. I mean, as you can see though, handling is a little bit slower compared to base version, but recoil control ability is massively kicked up. And obviously, I don't have Modern Warfare 3, so unfortunately, I cannot show you this through Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer. So I have to, unfortunately, stick to Plunder. Okay, never mind, that's alright there. As you can see, I do like this scope due to its rangefinder and bullet drop indicator, which is, if obviously like me, you're not exactly used to sniping, it helps out a ton. It also helps if
Hunt enemy
I
squads,
can
take
aim.
their cash. Let's get after it. Your squad mate secured valuable intel. Get them to an uplink station marked on your TAC map to export it.
Sure, it's getting close. See if I can get him with the MCW. bearing in mind he's not in there. He's moved on. Pretty stable. I'll be back in a second, hold on.
Data transfer is running. Secure the perimeter. Upload finished. Contract complete. Squad mates marked as a most wanted target. Kill enemies and secure supply caches to help take the bounty off their head. Enemies dropping into the AO. Enemy soldier incoming. Contract. Complete contracts and get yourself paid. Enemies dropping into the AO. squad's hunting you. Stay sharp. You kept your squad mate protected. Contract complete. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Alright, sorry about that. I'm back. I'm in the middle of nowhere. Perfect.
Enemy is attempting to exfil. Move in.
Just for the mosquito drone. Oh,
Enemy attack helos in the airspace. Take it down and secure that cache.
Where was the guy who was shooting? It would help if I was actually decent. It would help if I could actually hit the shots. Whey, that did probably minimal damage.
The enemy is no longer tracking.
As I said, it would help if I could actually hit my shots. Not that I want to talk about that. Oh, almost. Right, now I get to show you why I've got a Fennec here. Because boy oh boy, I would like to say I've done the impossible here with this Fennec. Because, well, those of you who have used the Fennec before, I'm sure you're aware of its unique ability to have dog shoot recoil. Well, not anymore. It's actually stable now. It's unbelievably stable now. I've managed to do one thing thought impossible to many people. I don't know if you heard that. And if I was to quickly just go back out of this, ignore the living daylights out of that, I will give you a better demonstration. So, for the demonstration of what it looks like in multiplayer, you gotta excuse me. Sometimes I'm shit at aiming, and I also sometimes stop shooting early, which is a thing to me trying to predict when. Obviously, it's an SMG. You're not going to use it at range. That's fine, but up close, stable. Then we've got what I pair it with. DM56. On its own, the DM56 is relatively stable, even when rapid firing, even when it's not mounted. When you give it a bipod, well, you can trigger tap to your heart's content. The best part is, even on 8x swing, you can still manage it. Moving on from there, we get to HM9. This is the one I was using to level it up. However, as I've slightly leveled it up a little bit more, and don't really need that, I can add probably my favourite grip in the game. It's super heavy. And now, hey ho, it looks nicer. And the best part of it all is, well, the other thing I pair with this is a KVD and food. I'm kind of in the process as well. And to whoever you may be in my chat, unfortunately, I do not have Instagram, albeit I do have Facebook, but Facebook is the only thing I've got. Anyway, as you can see right now, this RPK I have right here is nice. And if you're a fan of LMGs, nice and stable and something you can enjoy, then the RPK. Pair it with thermal scut intervention with explosives to rounds to one-hit KO. Anyway, as I said, unfortunately, I do not have Instagram. I have Facebook. But moving on from that topic, we've got the DG58. This absolute wonder right here. Once again, you know, everyone goes, oh, LMGs aren't good at range, you know, inaccurate, annoying to control recoil. But as you can see here, this DG build is shame. And because obviously the handling on it is a bit there, I have paired it with the lightweight Renetti, which looks like this. And as you can see, nice and controllable, and is reliable even at range. And of course, it's a Renetti 3-round burst. Trigger tap to your heart's content. Provided in multiplayer, you need a 2-burst killer player, while in Warzone, if you're best optimizing for 3 plates, yeah, 4 bursts. Anyway, loadout 6. Obviously, as I said, this is trying to level up. Nothing special there. Unfortunately, I am not willing to pay money just to get money. That's not my kind of thing. Anyway, as you can see here, back here, it's stable to a point of anticipating it, trying to use this thing and level it up, and it's making it slightly inaccurate. I'm just dog shit at controlling recoil sometimes. Moving on from there, well, we got the longbow. As you can see, my favourite sniper scope is on there. Moving on from there, those of you that like the Hurricane from Modern Warfare 2, well, it's back, and it's looking like this. That's right. You get it mounted, it turns into a 9mm SMG. Move on from there, we got a high velocity sniper rifle. That way, you don't, and you can't really see it. You got two things to help you. High velocity ammo, which gives you a nicer chance of hitting close to your target. Or, and sorry, you've also got your bullet drop indicator scope. Moving on from there, we get to Buren and which alongside its the weapon I paired it with. The final loadout I've got at the second setup is the Holger 556. Those of you that know the Holger 556 well from trying to level it up, you're probably sick and tired of the fact it's recoil. Well, look no further. Here, I have a Holger 556 ready and prepared to help you with many situations. As you can see, it's both. And hey, although a bit controversial, it can do long range. And of course, I paired it with the first 50 caliber sniper rifle you get in the game, with explosive ammunition, thanks to Modern Warfare 2 to give it the one tap to the head to give you PTSD of Modern Warfare, of the original Warzone. Now, if I was to go through some of these other ones, I could show you a few others I can probably whip out. But at the minute, we get to one of my favourites. This is the first build, ironically, I come up with for new Call of Duty 3 guns. And, of course, even though it's an RPG, it's a striker, so it's slower than some SMGs, but you know, it gets the job done, and I got to because apparently it's nothing but straight beaming. Moving on from there, there's a load of Modern Warfare 2 ones that I could go into, but I've already got ones out for those, or some of those. If you haven't already seen them, be sure to check them out. I do have them on my YouTube channel, Shark Tank, albeit Shark_Tank, albeit due to low amounts of subscribers, and hey ho, you guessed it, the name. The only thing that comes up when you search it is just a load of Shark Tank videos, none of which are related to my channel. But in terms of other builds, I mean, unfortunately, there aren't many guns I have leveled up out of Modern Warfare 3. As you can see, the Modern Warfare 3 ones I've been a bit iffy on using, due to I sometimes have a tendency of, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Which you can tell based off of what I've got leveled up the most. Fun fact as well. The reason that this is the first build I made for the MCW, obviously, compared to my other one, as you can tell, a lot less stable, a bit more. But to be fair, I only saved this because at the end of the day, I did it mainly because I had a glitch in the game where I had the ICW straight off the bat, albeit from a creator class setting, even though in custom creator classes you can make your own, you're not supposed to have that until level 40. Let's see. Tell you what though, although this isn't exactly leveled up to an ideal state, I suppose I could have a look at what I can do, and unfortunately, due to my lack of use of, or inability, I should chalk it up to really, to use this gun at the minute, this is the best I can do. Moving on from there, if I was to move on to Modern Warfare 2 stuff, well, things can get a bit, different, shall I say. And sometimes different for the better. I mean, for instance, look at this TAC 56 build I've just whipped up on the floor. Look at that. Although, there's a bit of a visual glitch in the game. If you cross combine attachments, it gives you this weird glitch where the sight hops. So realistically, it would definitely be more stable than that. I don't know why it's doing this. Okay, this slow down. There's one to put it under. Let's see if it's. This is what it feels like to actually use it, and if for whatever reason you're trying to hit someone from distance. Yeah, excuse my accuracy, I was a bit rubbish there. Or if you like the TAC 56, but you also want to give any Vietnam veterans PTSD of chopper gunners, I can have that arranged also. As you can see, low grain rounds aren't an option for this, as I do not have it. Optic wise, however, most of the builds I make you'll find use the slate reflector, reflex sight, but I am just having a look at something real quick. Yeah, but for the tax, or for the tac variations, I do not mind the iron sights, so I just ignore those. I just ignore putting a sight on it. And then you get a stable but yet satisfying but loud, PTSD inducing, absolute shredding machine. Of course, you notice there are two things every single build I make have in common. Where possible, if they allow for a muzzle attachment, which I'll demonstrate here on the Valve 46 real quick, I put the Jack BFB, and I also combine it with the heavy support grip. The main reason being is, well, the best way for me to demonstrate is this is what the Valve 46 looks like. Very, I don't care about accuracy at the minute, so it's very unstable, right? You know, I mean, even testing on this, actually, that was what I did to you guys. I mean, even on this, that's the recoil control and pattern, naturally. But when I put both of these on, this is where the magic happens. Look at this. This is the recoil pattern of before the attachments. Screw it, I'm gonna have to use this side. And this is the recoil control with the Bear in mind, look at that. Almost half, if not slightly about half, the amount of recoil. And when testing it against target, look at that. Already more accurate. And then hey ho, even more accurate. Now combine that with something like a barrel, let's say, to help with your recoil control. And let's give it a laser just to help balance out your handling. And hey, because why not? Yeah, give it a stock, and now it looks something like a cursed AR. But this is your recoil. But this is your recoil control here, you little. And hey, look, even good at limiting some distances. So this is the recoil control base. This is the recoil control with just the two attachments. And this is the recoil control with all the attachments I currently have on. look at that. It stopped about there, which is even better. So as you can mostly tell, only build, as I said, where possible that I could come out with, aside from this, because I have yet to update this one to my new YouTube, but it's still effective for now. I would typically use a super heavy grip combined with the Jack BFB. I mean, even just to demonstrate, right, with that suppressor in this grip, you saw what it was like on the Vaznev. Now, the Vaznev, even with this, would help if I can hit my shots. So let me quickly just reset that target over there real quick, reset my accuracy counter, and while mounted, of course, that's me aiming below waist levels. And if, for whatever reason, you're not exactly a fan of the reflex sights, I would recommend using 2.5 time magnification, because they're not as strong as the 4 times, but at the end of the day, they're better than the reflexes and allow you to be more precise and adjust accordingly, as you saw. Of course, I don't like to use the Marauder 9 Riser for 2.5s, so if anything, I would use this. Or if you want a 2.9 that also has thermal uses, but at the same time you're willing to risk losing the invisibility you've got in most situations, then go for this scope. I mean, hell, bullet drop increments, I should say, realistically. Or if you want something that can do a bit of both, then your best bet is looking at one of these sights. You use your hollow sight, and when your target's at range, you can use your more magnified scope. Once again, help you improve accuracy by changing around your position just to help, obviously, maintain target keeping. But you can pretty much apply this concept I've shown you to any gun. I mean, hell, the M4, for instance, when the new version of Warzone came out, the M4 was highly disregarded due to its inability of being stable. And yet, with the simplest of things, I can sit here and, for instance, with this, look at this. The M4 can do this now. Given you use some attachments from free, but those are free to learn. Your M4 could go from the base recoil version to this. I mean, hell, even standing up the recoil. And of course, if you don't really like to use low grains rounds, then you can, obviously, if you really want, replace it for a sight. I mean, look at that. You still get a similar effect. If not, as demonstrated just now, you get slightly better. But you can pretty much apply this concept I've just shown you to any gun that allows for a barrel attachment and muzzle attachment, and an underbarrel slot. I mean, my favourite gun from Modern Warfare 2 when it released, the Razorback, I mean, the setup I was using for it in Modern Warfare 2, I mean, it looked something a lot like this in terms of appearance. There we go. And formed a lot like this. But obviously, as proven, it's a bit unstable. So all I need to do really is change 2 attachments, and it can go from looking like that to looking like this. Provided you will show up in the enemy minimap when firing, but we don't care about that, because the aim of the game here is trying to make you stable enough so so you can land shots consistently, get kills easier, and of course, because, I mean, look at that. This, and of course, you can, it's interchangeable. I mean, if you really want, you can put this on it. That way you get a scope and a barrel. That way, you get something that looks a lot like this. Provided, as you see by the icon on the bottom right, it looks a little bit cursed, but for its function over form, am I right? You'd rather have something that gets the job done ugly than something that looks nice but gets the job done horribly. And obviously, due to its nature of having a natural inbuilt core time, you can naturally improve accuracy. The Tempest Razorback, as well, do note, is, as far as I'm aware, the only gun in the game that allows for a barrel to give you an... Oh no, I lied. There are two others, sorry, that do allow for that. And one of those, conveniently enough, is the 9mm Damien, which I have one for here. As you can see, inbuilt, this is a sight built into the barrel. And your other option for a barrel that gives you a built-in sight is the P90, but as far as I'm aware, those are your only 3 guns in the game that give you that kind of a... that give you that luxury, I should say. And yes, for the and of course using this underbarrel, I've got a combination of a flashlight and also a laser. The laser is constantly up at all times though, so you know, use that as you wish. But I mean, you can turn pretty much anything you want into an absolute monster of recoil control. I mean, and you can use it for whatever gun you want. I mean, with assault rifles, you can even pair it with low grain, and you can have it look something stupid like this. Of course, I'm not a fan of the ISO Hemlock iron sights, so obviously I'll change that out for a slate reflector, and it will give me this effect. Of course, the funny thing is, behind every single one of these, it's mostly the foregrip and barrel putting in all the work. Which is very fun. And just to prove it to you that this actually works pretty well, the F-16. Nobody liked the F-16 when it first came out because its recoil is just absolutely stupid. You can't fire it because it looks like that. And of course, it's a 3-round burst, meaning people aren't going to pick it over most other options within the game. And yet, simply enough, all you need to do to show it some love and attention is something like this. Now, of course, it looks weird as anything, but it's an improvement from what we originally had, because boy oh boy can you keep things more stable. And hey, just to prove it, I'm putting a 4x optic on it. Of course, if your preference lies within stocks instead of a barrel, then once again you can go for this version of it. And look at that. Even with a 4x magnification, recoil is nice and easy. And of course, you get the benefit of, as it's a select fire, if you've got something at range but you want to use the rifle, you can do that, provided 50 or so meters onward. It does take about 9 bullets to headshot a 3-plate, and that's all headshot. If you do that with body shots, you'd get 10. But either way, it's just made the M16 viable. So for all of you M16 lovers out there, I'm sure you will love this one. And as I've said, even with that, you can sit there and put a slate reflector on, and it looks like this. And of course, because the slate lower magnification, lower visual recoil, which makes your lives a whole lot easier. Oh, and look, of course, if you do like a 4x, you can get the best of both worlds here. You can put a 4x on with a laser to help with handling, but you also can then put on low range, and now you get something that's, as you can see, slightly more effective. And hey, even provided with low range, you get less bullet velocity and therefore range in doing so. But as I said, the whole aim of this is just make your gun more stable so you can get as many shots as possible. So where possible, I would highly advise you combine with, if you're able to, low grain ammunition with these two here, the underbarrel and muzzle, and then the other 2 or 3 attachment slots, depending on if you've not got low grain rounds or you can't use it low grain rounds, substitute for anything else. Hell, even the M13, where's that at? Provided when it came out, as you can tell, I didn't unlock it, so bear with me. I have to use the Venom Strike blueprint for this, which you can no longer acquire, might I add. But realistically, all I need to really do is low grain, and then because I personally, do not mind the iron sights of this gun, I'm going to sit there and put a laser on it, so I can get better handling. And look at that. You got yourself now an amazing M13 that, hey, even, if you really want to see, if you're not a fan of Modern Warfare 3 heavy grip, the other grip I would recommend is the bipod grip. However, the bipod grip doesn't really do much to help you out with recoil control as super heavy grip, which is rather funny because heavy grip has, on statistic wise, less recoil control assistance. And of course, for you AK or Kvostov lovers, whichever you prefer to call yourselves, you can apply the same principle here. Look at this, low grain rounds. I'm going to, let's see, gun kick control. Give it an AK-47 barrel. Once again, I don't really mind the iron sights of these bad boys, so I'm going to put a laser on it. And look at that. Of course, as I said, with all of these, if you don't like it, that's fine. It's not everyone's cup of tea. Change things out. Everything here is always interchangeable. It doesn't matter what it is. If there's one part you don't like, you can always put it in. So, for instance, with the AK, all the AK/Kvostov platforms, I like to pair them with, this scope, the SR07, because it's just nice. Red dot is clean, low magnification, good precision as well ranges, which is actually quite funny because it's a red dot. But as I said, you can apply this to pretty much any gun you want. If I was to go SMG again, just to even make the point, let's go for let's go for the SMG, one of the SMGs I hate, and ISO 45. Normally, I hate this thing normally, right? Because this is it's annoying. I hate it, but yet, given I do something like this, I can take the ISO 45 from being, in my opinion, unusable to looking like that. And hey ho, look at that. Or if you don't prefer the ISO 45 or an MP5 and you're more of an MP5 user, that's fine. You can use it on there anyway. And extra bonus, MP5 allows you to use low grain. So what do there? You abuse it. Look at that. MP5 got more stable. And of course, if you like the iron sights, well, then you got this. And Activision, by God, if you're watching this, I don't care if you turn any of these into blueprints anymore. I'm just doing this to help people. Oh, look at this thing. Get out of the way. Even mounted, the MP5 goes from a gun I would never willingly mount to something I wouldn't mind choosing in a gunfight. Of course, the few exceptions in terms of SMG categories, as far as I'm aware, that this does not allow would be the min-back, your MX9, because I think that uses a variation of ammunition that doesn't get, it doesn't get any sort of special low-grain treatment, and of course, you're not allowed to put a grip on it, which is infuriating. Similar situation for the min-back, once again, no low grain, because it's a subsonic variation around. And, Activision said screw that. That, and of course, due to its unique magazine properties, the min-back, or whichever you prefer, or Bison PP9, whichever you prefer to call it, is incapable of having grip. But for things like that, I'll show you the way I counteract that. Of course, you go for that. So in the min-back's case, I would probably do something more like this. You get obviously near enough base handling, but your recoil control is constantaneous fire and turn into an LMG, be my guest. But obviously, as I said, for some guns I would recommend, if you don't really want to be using reflex sights, to use 2.5s, simply due to nature. And in the instance of the MX9, which I will admit, I do like this gun. I enjoy using this gun a fair bit. The way I'd go about using this would probably look something similar to something similar to this. Something similar to this. Of course, if you don't want the grip, you can change it to the it is stock, isn't it? Yeah, stock. But at the end of the day, it gets the job done, and does what it needs to do. Even for an SMG, it's actually not. It fares quite well at range. Of course, depending on what preference to stock you want, you can have it look like that, even at tack stance, or like that when aiming. Sorry, card reloading instincts took over there. And then you get that kind of effect there. And of course, I think the instance in P90, the way I'd go about this one is simple. Just put a barrel on that allows you to put an underbarrel on. So I would personally go for an appealing, or a look, I should say, not appeal, or appealing, something like this. as I said, it may look bizarre, but it works and it gets the job done, which is what you need really. And of course, or of course, if you want to substitute that out for something that gives you less of a... Oh right, I think they oh, okay, never mind, they removed that barrel that gives you an eye insight. Or is that something else I'm thinking of? No? That was a barrel option, right? That gives you a different sight. Oh, I must have been imagining things then. Of course, oh no, it's a rail, that's why. Yeah. You can always do this, and albeit it says it's control, so it's your choice. I personally don't really agree with that site, so I avoid it as much as humanly possible. And instead, I will always try to opt it out for something I would always see as more practical. So, for that, I mean, if you've got any questions or any guns you want to try and see me leveled up, then be sure to put it down in the chat right now. I'm currently looking at it, so be sure to put through your suggestion, and I'll try my best to make you one. Obviously, as you can see, I've not got all of these leveled up much, so what I can and can't do is rather limited on pretty much most weapons. But aside from that, if you've got any builds you want me to make, feel free to ask, and don't hesitate. I would gladly be of assistance. Yeah, so as I said, just feel free to drop any weapon you'd like to see me try, and I will do my best. Either if you're watching this through YouTube or Twitch, I'll do my best to get some of these guns leveled up and ready in preps for demonstration on next stream or video. But for now, as I seem to pretty much be all alone, I am probably gonna call it quits here for now. And of course, for any of you watching, I am sorry for ending it early, but at the minute it's just not exactly much point. So obviously, if you're watching this through Twitch, feel free to drop by next stream. If you're watching it through YouTube, then feel free to stop by in the comments and obviously put down any one you would like to do, or you would like to see me level up and make a build on there. But for now, thank you for watching. Goodbye, good night, good afternoon or morning, wherever you may be, or what time of day you're watching this. Thank you all for your thank you all for watching and listening. I will speak to you guys later on. Thank you very much, and goodbye.